At this point my meat is already ready, like my meat is ready. Then this is my oil. I put my oil on fire for it to heat so I can start frying them. I'll have to do this off camera, please. So I have to do it off camera. So after frying the meat, I'll be back. So at this point, my meat is ready. I had to put my stock back on fire, which is my meat water. Then I'll just add water, the water that will be used to cook the sauce. I'll add more water into it. The exact water I'll be using to cook the sauce. So yes, this water is okay. I don't need much water because I'm still going to add thickener. So yes, this water is okay. So I'll be adding that fried rice spice, and I'll be adding the, yes, this is the spice. I'll be adding little of it because my sauce is much, so I'll just be adding little of it. Okay, so after doing this, I'll cover the pot and bring it to a boil. So as you can see, the stock water is boiling. So now I'm about to mix my cornstarch. This is the cornstarch. So after opening the cornstarch, this is how it looks like inside. It's just like custard. You measure out 2 spoons depending on the quantity. Mine is big, so I'll be taking like this. Then you add water to make it, to dissolve it. If not, it will be lumpy. This thing I'm teaching you will avoid, it will make you avoid cooking. Then when the food is already boiling, you now add cold water again. Only that spoils cooking. When you're cooking, either you have a boiling water by your side, or when you're cooking, you make sure you cook it in a way that you will not start adding cold water, and the food which is hot before will now get cold and start again from the beginning. So it will not make your food look as if it is, you cooked it with cold water. Yes. So at this point, mix this cornstarch well. So I just add it into the boiling water. This will make it thick. Can you see it's already getting thick? Once it boils now, it will be so thick. So I'll have to set this aside for a moment, then start with the veggies now. At this point, this is the pot I want to use in cooking the main sauce. So the groundnut oil in which I use in frying the meat is what I'll be adding. After adding the groundnut oil, I'll allow it to get hot so that I can start frying the veggies. At this point, my oil is hot, so I'll need to add in the Irish potato first. You can allow a bit of onions to enter. Why you're adding the Irish potato is so that they can cook first. You don't need to boil them separately. Please, while cooking, you need to taste. So I'll cover this to fry a bit. So while frying your Irish potato, add a bit of curry. I added little off camera, so just add a bit of curry into it because this is curry sauce. I'm adding it for people to understand. So when you add your curry, you add your remaining ginger and garlic powder. You know I showed you two. I used one for the meat. So I'm going to add this into this one. Then your remaining lasso seasoning. I don't use another Maggi cube when I use lasso. So it is only lasso I'll be using. So this is me adding it into the potato. I'm adding the two. What I'm cooking is much for the holier than thou. For you say, hey, too much Maggi, like say you, as if it's your own, you won't use. This is only Maggi I'm using. I did not add seasoning, too much seasoning. This is the only lasso, I mean. So after frying this, you start adding the other veggies little by little into the pot. As you're adding them, you'll be stirring. The purpose of adding the potato first is so you don't cook it before you add. As you fried it, when you add your meat stock water that I've already added that thickener to, you see that your potato will already be soft. So you add it, then you give it a thorough stir. I'm trying to be careful so everything does not pour off. At this point, you have to stir it from under. With this quantity, if you want to do like me that does not like too much, add a mixing different Maggi. I used only lasso and I'm using lasso both for the Maggi and everything. After adding it and stirring it, you don't need to make your carrots fry too much. With the one in your meat stock and the one here, you are good to go. So can you see how everything is? I'll have to cover it to fry it for some minutes. Oh, see this. So I just need it to be greenish a little bit. So I add this in small. This is like coloring, just little. So I stir again. Then cover. Let me cover it to cook a bit. At this point, I have fried my veggies enough. So I'll just add in the stock and the thickener in it into it. So